All right, Tony, just kind of want to ask you, first of all, how's it feel knowing you're going back to Clemson this year for a football game? What's that going to be like for you?
It's going to be different, right? I've never been on the other sideline that I can remember. But I'm looking forward to it. I know the guys are excited about our schedule overall, and obviously, Death Valley is one of the best places in the country to take in a game. Obviously, when we show up, we're going to come to compete, but it'll be a little surreal, a little bit different, especially when you're going to be coaching against guys that you know that you got relationships with, and then also with Coach Sweeney and our relationship being a mentor. But I'm excited to see our guys prepare, for every game this season. But I'm pretty sure they'll be excited about that one.
For you, are you going to go out there first so you can see him run down the hill? I mean, are you going to hold it? What are you going to do? How are you going to handle it?
I've taken that in plenty of times. So obviously by that time, I'm sure pregame I'll have a chance to see a lot of people, and obviously with this day and age in college football, a lot of the players have familiarity as well. So there's going to be some crossover with some guys that might have been high school teammates. So everybody pregame will exchange our pleasantries, and then once we come out the visiting locker room, then obviously we're coming to do what everybody does when they show up to a game, and you're playing to try and earn victory.
What have you and Dabo talked about? Has he talked to you about that opportunity?
To be honest with you, we really hadn't talked about that.
Okay.
I mean, there's so much going on in the landscape of college football, and these last couple of days just has my brain all over the place, just trying to figure it all out, make sense of it. It's moving so fast, it's changing so much, and there's so many different components, and then you still have just the everyday operation of your program, and then you have a lot of things going on, big picture in the court system, and so really we've just been talking about how can us as a league continue to put the product on the field. We believe it's one of the best products in the country from a football standpoint. What can we do to continue to improve to help each institution, help the conference overall, but more importantly help the young people that we have the privilege of coaching.
I was going to ask you about that, some of the stuff going on, and one of the things to talk about with the lawsuit stuff, settlement, is getting rid of walk-ons. You were a former walk-on.
Yeah.
Tell me your thoughts on that.
I don't really understand all of that. This is really the first time I've had a chance to dive into it. I think that there's a lot of things being discussed right now with everybody just trying to figure out, what's the path forward with where we are. So I don't know enough about it to really have an opinion on it. This is really, these last couple of days is the first time that I've heard about it, and I'm still recruiting and doing all these other things, and just trying to figure out kind of what we have on our plate right now, much less, thinking about what's coming next.
What did the NCAA president, he was here yesterday, what did he kind of address with you guys?
Really just gave us some background on who he is, which I thought was really good. So now you have an understanding of who it is in that chair, and just gave us some insight into kind of his first year on the job or so, and what his plan was, where he's been, who he's talked to, and just giving us some encouragement, to continue to fight the good fight, because at the end of the day, even though the landscape is changing, it still boils down to one thing, and that's the development of student athletes.
Now, I know you can't say anything about the lawsuits with Florida State and Clemson going on, but I just wanted to, as a Clemson grad, your thoughts and what are you hearing around here with Clemson and all that stuff regarding that and the other coaches?
To be honest with you, there hasn't been a whole lot of discussion because there's other things that are going on that I think impact the day-to-day that are changing so fast. So there really hasn't been much conversation about it. A couple of jokes here and there amongst football coaches, but no real conversation. With Coach Norvell and Coach Sweeney, they've been very engaged in the meetings and really just focusing on how to advance the ACC.
All right, man.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.